afternoon, and konbanwa wherever you are in the world. I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly, Cyber Angel. Rita Kamishiro at your service. And welcome to my... If you're new here, maybe you're not familiar with this, I guess, yearly tradition I have here on my channel. But welcome to my yearly year theme reveal stream. Welcome, welcome! Shadow, thank you so much for joining us backstage once again as Idol Manager. Hope you have lots of fun as Idol Manager. Oh my gosh, let me move my chat so I can see it more. There we go. Center. You all are now front and center, at least for me. You're not just to the side. Welcome in! Hello, Sky Nerd, Rock'n'Hound, KF, Des, Tristan. Welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing? I'm doing good. I had a nice day today. Not too busy with Idol side job. My March 7th Nendoroid came in. I got another present in the mail. Well, it was a card, but I still count that as a present. Yeah! You're very, very EP. That was me earlier this afternoon, but I didn't take a nap. I powered through the EPness. Pretty proud of myself, if I do say so myself. Been pretty chill, nice. Cooking up a corn casserole, nice. I haven't had a casserole in a little bit. Maybe I should consider making one. Slightly sick, oh no! I hope you feel better soon. It's never fun being sick, so I hope you can rest well and recover soon. Hopefully this nice, cozy little chat we'll have here today will be enough to lift your spirits, you know, maybe get you thinking about the new year. I know, kind of scary, not gonna lie. It always ends up being the case that I find myself like in December thinking, oh yeah, I'll do that sometime next year. And I'm like, oh wait, that's in like a few weeks. Hello? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Are we back in the building? Welcome, you know, YouTube. There's not really much you can do. I was like, are there any frame drop? There's nothing really you can do. You just gotta sit it out. That's just how it is. You just gotta roll with the punches. But welcome in! I'm the idol to give you the wings to fly, Cyber Angel. Rita Kamishiro at your service of Noah Talent, Primordia. Welcome in. This is probably the second time you've heard me introduce myself today, if you joined us early on. Thank you so much for the raid, by the way, Shiki. I think you were playing a horror game. Is that correct? Well, when are you not playing a horror game, right? It's the horror game about the girl in the video game. Right? I think that's the one that you're playing. Hopefully that went well. Hopefully you didn't get too spooked. I don't know if it's like a long game or not. I don't know if you finished it or if there's gonna be like a part 2. Yeah, I don't know. How do you say it? Me side, my side? Yeah, I've heard a little bit about that. It seems very like, I don't know. I think like, I feel like for me, horror games, it really depends, but if it's like creepy, not like jump scare, like blood and guts and stuff like that, that is a little too much for me. But if it's more like, okay, that's kind of creepy, psychological horror, usually that's something like I can roll with. Oh, it's pronounced my side. Well, I'll be sure to ask how that went to Shiki later. See what her thoughts are on that. Yeah, and it's like an indie game too. Like it's like a small sort of situation. Nice. Well, hope you had fun and welcome in to my tradition on this channel. I like to do a yearly theme reveal, I guess. I like to reveal what my theme for the year is. And with the new year coming here in like a day or two, I figured now, because sometimes I do this stream like at the beginning of the new year, but I figured that maybe this time around we could do it right as the new year is coming up. And who knows, maybe after watching this stream, you'll feel inspired to think about, I guess, what your direction is gonna be for the new year. Or maybe you're a little spooked by the new year. In that case, that's okay too. Or if you're someone like, I say someone like me as if I don't plan out like the first half of my 2025 already. But I literally the other day I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, I'll take care of it next year. And I was like, wait a minute. Next year is in like a few weeks. In like a few days. So when did that happen? Because I have like all these stuff planned out for 2025. I'm like, oh yeah, this is happening in the new year. I have like time because that's next year. It's like, wait a minute. That's literally this week or like next week when I was thinking about it earlier. But yeah, if you're not familiar with, I guess, how this tradition goes, worry not. I've prepared a short PowerPoint presentation, as I do, right? That is my thing. I'm a PowerPoint girly. To talk a little bit about why I do this, a look back at this tradition that I do, and also announce what my new year theme is and what it means. So, yeah, I guess we'll just jump right in, shall we? Let's go! Ta-da! My year theme. Rita Kamishiro 2025. This, I guess the background will give you a little bit of hint. Well, I don't know how much of a hint it'll give you. I took my year theme and I like entered it into like the theme, I guess. I entered it into the search bar in Canva. And I was like, let me use one of the templates that, you know, one of the results that come back when I enter my year theme. And so that's your hint. The background does have something to do with the hint. Yeah, get some ideas. And like I said, maybe it'll inspire you to think about what you want to do for the new year. So why do I do a yearly theme? You're probably thinking around this time of year, people are starting to do their, their New Year's resolutions, right? And for those, what those usually are is people think of goals going into the new year, like I'm gonna read 100 books, or I'm gonna, go to the gym 3 times a week, right? And usually what happens is you set these goals, you grind them out in the first month, and then you completely abandon them in the second month, and then you forgot it, and then by the end of the year you're like, wow, what happened to me doing that goal? And so the idea behind a yearly theme is that instead of giving yourself these, I don't want to say limiting, because goal setting is nice, right? It's good to set goals. But I feel like resolutions are such a big and daunting thing, especially if you don't set them correctly. And it does feel limiting in some ways, because it's like, your things in your life change, your priorities change, things like that. And, if you set yourself up for a specific thing, right? Especially if you do like 100 books, if you don't reach that level, then it's like, it feels a little like disheartening, right? And so the idea behind a yearly theme is that it gives you a sense of direction, but it doesn't like quantify or limit you in any sort of way. And that doesn't keep you from, setting goals, shorter term goals, right? Like, let's say, I'll give you all some examples from my last year, I guess, when we talk about it. Mine is, I guess, in my year review, I'll talk about it. But let's say I talked about, this year I'll read 100 books. Instead of doing something like that, maybe you could have a yearly theme that's like year of reading, right? And then maybe one month, you start the month and it's like, okay, cool, this month I'm gonna read 2 books. But and that feels a lot more manageable. It's a lot more bite-sized and things like that. So I always mention this every year. I got this idea from a CGP Grey video, which I will link to you all, so you all can watch it, and maybe you can be inspired by this video like I was. Share, copy link. Yeah, I highly recommend you watch it, because CGP Grey is much better at explaining this theme than I am. But it also helps with a lot of decision making, right? Instead of being like maybe you're trying to eat healthier, right? Instead of being like, I'm never gonna go to a fast food place this year. You know, instead it's like whenever you're confronted with an option, you'll try to lean more towards the healthier one. So like, let's say you have the option of like getting takeout or making food at home that's a little healthier. So like maybe you'll gravitate towards the former. But let's say you're in a situation where you're going out with friends, and it's like you're gonna go out somewhere and you have like 2 fast food options. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to I want to hang out with my friends, and I want to treat myself, things like that. But I have 2 options here, and they're both fast food. So in that instance, it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll pick the healthier option of the fast food choices. Or maybe I'll go to a fast food place and I'll order like a salad. And it's like, sure, fast food salads aren't the healthiest, but that's like a healthier choice. It gives you a way of looking at the myriad choices you have, right, in life. There's a million things you could do, a million choices you could make, but it helps you narrow down the selection a little bit, right? Exactly. It leaves you more options for possibilities. So that's why I started to do a yearly theme. Yeah, it's really awesome. It's sort of like way to give you a mindset, a direction, but it's not so strict and limiting. You know what I mean? Yeah, you feel like, you kind of sort of regretting it or even resenting it. And then you end up changing your resolution anyway or whatever. And Marco, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. But yeah, with that in mind, and maybe you need to take a little bit more time to think about your theme. Does anyone have any ideas for what their yearly theme is going to be? You can let me know in chat as I talk about my yearly themes. Maybe if you need some ideas, you can take a look at mine. I have a couple. If you want some ideas, let's take a quick look back. So this has been, if you look at it, because I was thinking to myself, like, I don't know if I should call it a tradition. I haven't really done it very many times, but I've done one basically like every full year that I've been a streamer, which is crazy to think about, because I debuted in 2021. So my first full year of being a streamer was 2022, which is so wild to me. So my first yearly theme was in 2022, year of fearlessness, passion and fearlessness. And basically what that meant for me was not being afraid to pursue my passions and pursue my dreams and take chances and take risks for like my art and for my dreams and my goals for my career. So 2022, I think the biggest thing that I did to really live that was I became a full-time streamer for a year. I unfortunately am not a full-time streamer anymore. My goal is, once again, to become a full-time streamer once again. But I just wanted to try it. I wanted to give myself the opportunity to have that experience, try it out, see how it is. And I absolutely loved it. And while I can't do it right now, it just made me even more excited to get back to that again. Back to that seat of being a full-time streamer. So I learned a lot about myself as a creative, as a businesswoman, as like a worker, right? Working for myself. And I learned a lot of lessons, and it made me just really excited to, I don't know, keep creating content and keep trying to become a full-time streamer again. So that was 2022. I actually released a song called Fearless, if you want to listen to that. And Fearless actually, like, I think really does reflect a lot of my attitude that I had going into that. Yeah. I see we have a couple of ideas already in chat. Year of improvement. I like that, Nara. And see, the thing is, like, that's such a broad thing, right? You could be improving your like workflows, you could be improving your mental health, you could be improving, like, it could be so many things, right? And maybe each month you'll have a different theme, like maybe like January will be the month of improving my finances or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a great way to give you that direction and give you kind of like light that fire underneath you, right? But it's not so limiting that you're like, oh, I didn't do the thing I said I was gonna do, and then I feel bad, and then, you know, you start to spiral. You know what I mean? Gosh. Here you talk about yearly themes in a recent stream. Yours will be more about health. Nice! Yeah, and see, like, health can encompass so many things, whether it's your physical health or, like you said, going to the doctor and things like that. I wish you the best of luck. This is a great segue. I had a year of wellness. And this year was I was really strict about giving, like, a month. Like, every month I had a different theme. And that kind of, like, it was pretty tiring. But I'm glad I did it because I had, from a year of wellness, each month had a different theme. And some months were, like, physical health, where I focused on my exercise and my nutrition. And, you know, some months were like focusing on my mental health. And I was, practicing a lot of my mindfulness and, really practicing a lot of healthy habits when it came to my mental health. I also had a learning and growing month. And that was a month where I sort of practiced my wellness in terms of being a lifelong learner. And I learned and I studied new things. And it was just, again, it had this overarching year of wellness, but I was able to, month by month, create goals that were feasible and bite-sized. So, yeah, if you're curious, I'm so curious. If you're also wanting to do a year of wellness and you're curious how maybe one way you could go about doing that, you can check out my 2023 year theme announcement and see how I planned out that year. You take a look again at the chats. Demon Warrior said 2025 for me is trying something new. Year of trying something new. I like that. Yeah, maybe like it could be like every month you could try out something like a new hobby or go somewhere new, try out a new restaurant. Yeah. Authentic is doing year theme of cash money. You're so real for that. Oh my gosh. I need to do that. Put away like a certain... I'm kind of like doing that, like hunkering down on my... What is it? Cash money? Is that what you said? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. 2025, your year of being cautious. And try to keep your sanity together. You're so real for that, Ren. I feel like a lot of times... like New Year's resolutions or whatever, they're so focused on like breaking out of your shell and trying new things, and that's a good thing. But honestly, normalize also having like goals where it's like, my goal is to stay in my lane. My goal is to keep my peace. My goal is to, you know what I mean? Like, I love that. That's an awesome goal. Gosh. Year of inertia. Try to think more about breaking tasks into smaller parts and letting momentum take over. Instead of trying to take it all on. So real. Like I feel like if you constantly feel like you're forcing yourself to do something, it might make things harder to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. This year was a wild ride for you. I would have thought, yeah! And so I think it makes sense that my year theme was, for 2024, was year of change. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I went through a lot of changes in 2024, and kind of setting up my year theme, I kind of knew that was on the horizon, right? Because an agency doesn't just dissolve in a blink of an eye, right? That's something you kind of know already coming up. And so getting ready for 2024, I was like, there's gonna probably be lots of big changes. And I don't know, like I was thinking, like, how am I going to handle that? I guess, like, what sort of mindset do I want to have, knowing that there's gonna be at least one major change? And so I really wanted my year to be focused on accepting and embracing change. And that change is okay. And so with 2024 being my year of change, what that meant for me was like, you know, not just seeking out change, but like being open to it. You know what I mean? Like being positive about it, you know, and I guess seeking it out. Yeah, you know, like not keeping the status quo. You know what I mean? And if I'm just like, I don't know, a year of change, just embracing it and doing it, you know? Doing the change. And I think I did. You know, I left. Well, I mean, I guess I had no choice but to leave Prism because Prism was dissolving. Left my agency, became indie for a while, had the opportunity to join Noah Talent, decided to join Noah Talent, and here I am now. And I'm really glad that I embraced all of this change rather than sort of just accepted the status quo, right? I was always looking for something to change. And I'm glad I did. I feel like if I had to relate the theme of this year, or this past year, 2024, to one of my songs, I think Year of Change is definitely the closest to Photocopy. If 2022 Fearlessness, my original song Fearless, reflected that year, I don't know what 2023's would be, to be honest. I need to make an original song about wellness. 2024, this one of my original songs that closely follows that is Photocopy. Yeah, Year of Change. You have two very new cool Gen mates and friends to get to know. Yeah, it's been really fun. And I'm really happy I went through with this change. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been interesting. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Photocopy does fit well. Let me do a dramatic reading of Photocopy for you. And then okay, here's a fun little teaser before I reveal my year theme. 2025's theme, which I will reveal in a moment, in a little bit. I'm gonna stall a little bit longer. 2025's year theme. I mean, well, let me set it up a little bit more. I always think about what my next year's theme is gonna be, usually around like the end of the previous year, right? I kind of think about, what am I yearning for? What do I want? What in my life do I feel like I need? And so by the end of like 2023, I was like, what am I feeling? What am I feeling in my heart and my soul? And I guess it was like I was yearning to like really challenge the status quo. I was feeling stagnant. I wanted to just like shake things up, whether that meant like even not knowing what that would bring. Right? Like I don't know if spicing things up or changing things up will mean, you know, good or bad. I just wanted to change something. You know, I wanted to take a risk. I wanted to just, you know, whether that meant, I don't know, like I just wanted to do something, right? I didn't want to just keep doing the same thing. And, you know, because doing the same thing can feel like a safe thing, right? But doing the same thing could be safe, but it could also make things worse, right? So why not just try something new? Why not change things up if I don't know if playing it safe and keeping the status quo will lead to a positive or negative outcome? Might as well just try changing something up, even if I don't know if it's going to be a positive or negative outcome. At least I tried, right? That's the idea. At least I tried. Because I feel like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like people will always, not always, but a lot of times people will look at someone taking a risk or someone taking a change and be like, see, you shouldn't have done that. Yeah, see, I knew it was going to turn out badly. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have tried it. But it's like, you have the power of whatchamacallit. Of like, you I guess already have, you have the ability to like look back at what already happened, right? Whereas like the one making the choice to make that change, it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I regret not trying. You know what I mean? You don't know if it's gonna turn out well or not, so might as well give it a chance. So yeah, at least you did something new. I don't know, that was my sort of mindset going into 2024. Exactly, you don't know if it was a bad idea if you didn't try. Normalize trying things within reason, right? Like know what you need, know yourself, and then try new things and take risks based off of that, right? There is such thing as like trying things in a reckless manner, but trust in yourself, know yourself, and then make risks and changes based off of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. The power of whatchamacallit, it is a powerful force. It exists in all sorts of things. Oh my gosh. Alright, so where was I going with that? I was gonna do a dramatic reading of Photocopy, wasn't I? No, so I was gonna tell you what original song of mine I think best embodies what my 2025 year theme is. This is gonna be fun. Girls' Night. I think Girls' Night embodies my new theme the best. Let me sing you some of the lyrics. Maybe you're like, what? Girls' Night? Really? Let me sing up let me not sing it. I'll just I'll do a dramatic reading of it for you, and then you can kind of guess. I feel like because I know what the theme is, in my head I'm like, it's kind of obvious. Like, I feel like I've been sort of like talking about it and yearning for it like in the past few months. So in my head, like, it just made sense that this had to be my theme for this upcoming year. But maybe we'll see. I'll say it, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So Girls' Night, if you don't know, go search it up. It's really awesome. It's on YouTube. It's also on most music streaming platforms. Okay, yeah, it's a girls' night. It's a girls' night. Everything will work out just fine. Well, this is so weird. It's like, if I sing it, I remember the lyrics, but then if I don't sing it, I like suddenly forget it. You know what I mean? It's like I have to sing it. If I'm just reading it or like speaking it, it's like, wait a minute. I don't know the lyrics. It's a girls' night. Everything will work out just fine. My friends got my back. It's all right. What could it be? What could it be? Year of hopelessness? Social queen Rita? Am I not already? I'm just kidding. I do need to get out more. I feel like even though I am an ENFP, I feel like I don't live it as of... Well, the thing is, I'm an ENFP in that, like, I like to get to know a few people really, really well. Year of trust, year of night, year of perseverance, year of blue women. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like, well, like I said, your girls' night is the closest to what my year theme is. Your friendship, okay. Here, I'll sing the bridge. The day is almost over. I want to enjoy this moment and let the music take me away. Sometimes you gotta let go. There's a stage, let's start the show. Tonight is just for us, because it's a girls' night. Year of girls' night! Cause it's a girls' night, everything will work out just fine. Year of the moment, ooh! Okay, we're getting closer. Year of freedom, okay. Year of going out. The thing is, though, I already touch grass so much. I'm a frequent grass toucher, so I don't think I'd be doing anything special. Year of us. I like the year of the moment. Sounds really nice. I'm gonna snatch that idea. Just kidding. Year of the spotlight. Okay. Man, you guys are good at being poetic. Now I'm gonna do my year theme reveal, and you guys are gonna be like, "That's it? Really?" Well, I guess I've stalled enough. I mean, there's not really much to stall on. I feel like these year theme chatting streams don't usually last that long. But can I get a drum roll? Can I get some hype? Drum roll. I see one. What could it be? My yearly theme is, for 2025, is whimsy! The year of whimsy! I I searched up whimsy in Canva and it gave me this like fantastical whimsical. This year, this sort of like fairy thingamabob. So that's why the background it is what it is. But 2025 for me is gonna be the year of whimsy. And now that you know what it is, you can kind of see what I was talking about and that, like, oh yeah, it just makes sense. I feel like the past few months I've just been like, I feel like my mindset, or I've kind of yearned for this wanting to like be whimsical and just commit to a bit and like be adventurous and just do it, you know? Just, yeah. So who's the poetic one now? Do you really think it's that whimsy? Yeah, just be silly, you know? And I felt like, what word can embody that silliness, that sort of committing to the bit, that sort of doing things my own way, better than whimsy? Yeah. The W is so far away from the rest of the word. That's just the font. You can take that up with a font designer. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not going to be trolling. That's not who I am. But I do have a slide to describe what I mean by whimsy. I'm not going to be a potty mouth. That's not what whimsy is. At least for me. That's not what whimsy is. So let's dive into what whimsy is. And it's a very, again, these sorts of year themes are sort of amorphous. Oh my gosh, I almost said amphorious. Oh my gosh. All my Honkai Star Rail fans will know. I almost said amphorious instead of amorphous. Oh my gosh. So what does whimsy mean for me? I mean, obviously it's gonna be more than just these three, but I was like, let's make it easy. Just do 3 bullet points and you'll get the general idea, right? There's way more to whimsy than just this, but this should give you a nice foundation of what it means to me. And of course, I'll kind of give examples of like what that will probably look like in terms of goal setting. So, Year of the Jester, no, Year of the Whimsy, because whimsy doesn't just mean being silly and goofy, but it also means like chasing dreams or chasing whims. Like if I want to do something, then I'll do it. You know what I mean? I don't have to think about it too much. If there's like a song I want to sing or a thing I want to try, I'll just do it, right? Not worry too much, not be too stuck on the details. You know what I mean? Joe, thank you so much for this super chat. Whimsy is always classy, never sassy. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. But yeah, the first thing was doing things my own way, right? I feel like a lot of times, especially as a professional content creator, right, it always feels like there's a certain way to do things, or there's a certain level of polish you need to have to your work, right? To be considered professional or whatever. But I feel like, and not just professional content creators, I just think anyone in general posting to the internet and people consuming things from the internet, I think we've forgotten just the joy of creating, right? Creating for the sake of creating and enjoying the artwork, right? Creating for the sake of your art and for the sake of having fun, right? And I really want to embrace more of just like posting something because I had fun, right? Who cares, you know, if I don't meet a certain threshold of expectation when it comes to, well, obviously I do want to put high production stuff out there, of course. But normalize just posting something you had fun with. I feel like, you know, this, not just this past year, but I'll see friends like post something they did for fun or talk about something that gives them joy, and you know, someone's there to bring them down, like, you didn't do it as good as the original, or like, this is so unprofessional, you don't know the dance moves correctly. Normalize having fun, doing things in your own way, you know, and not just in that sense, but also like not always having to do things the correct way. And what I mean by that is like, you can tell from my past experience that's influenced my way of thinking. Like, there's more than one way to enjoy a video game or something like that, right? Like, not always having to worry about min-maxing things or, you know, doing things that you quote unquote, this is how it should be enjoyed or something like that, right? Like taking the scenic route, enjoying things in my own way, right? Doing my own spin on a song or like a cover or yeah, just that sort of thing, doing things my own way, right? Really just like doing things for the sake of, you know, creating, for the sake of learning, for the sake of having fun. So yeah, that's what that first one is. I'm rambling a little bit, but you're starting to get the idea, right? Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the super chat. Here's to a wonderful 2025. Keep going at your own pace. Yeah, my own pace, my ninja way. And never forget, many of us love your content, even when we lurk. Thank you! Thank you to the lurkers. Thank you to vodying. Thank you to everyone chatting and such. Yeah. Have you seen, I have not really captured what YouTube was originally for, just posting fun videos, not being so serious. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, because like I was scrolling through YouTube Shorts the other day, and I watch a lot of K-pop fan cams and stuff like that. So occasionally I'll get like YouTube Shorts of, you know, people just like friends getting together, like on a hangout, like on a weekend, and they'll record themselves covering, you know, like a K-pop dance trend or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so fun. And then there'll be a comment that's like, you like did not do the dance correctly. Or like, you look nothing like insert K-pop member. Or like, you guys were so off time. And it's like, kindly and respectfully, who asked? Like, they're having fun, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's cuckoo crazy to me, right? Like, that's, have we forgotten whimsy? Have we forgotten having fun? You know what I mean? And even if it was like a professional or more high production dance cover video where like maybe they've gotten together and done dance practices and things like that, the same question applies, you know? Like, it's like, I don't know. Normalize just doing stuff to have fun. Right? Yeah. Yeah, why ruin the vibe? You weren't invited to the sleepover. You don't get to make these rude comments. But yeah, I don't know. Exactly, not everything. I mean, like, not to throw shade on like high production stuff, because I love doing high production stuff. I love putting things out there that I've put hours in practice and rehearsal into. You know what I mean? But there's also room on the internet for things that you do on a whim. To have fun. I get to learn. And there's nothing wrong with showcasing your learning journey, you having fun. I think we should just normalize this space for all of those sorts of content. I don't know. Yeah, they're not invited to girls' night. They can be invited to girls' night if they reflect on their actions and choose to be. Maybe they were just having a bad day. I don't know. Maybe. They shouldn't have taken it out on somebody else. They should have done it like that, but hopefully they've become a better person now. Who knows? Second bullet point is committing to the bit. I feel like I've had so many ideas, just in general, like just in life, where I'm like, oh, that sounds like a silly idea. No one's gonna like it. It's not gonna be like, you know, it's not gonna be the best way to like use my time or whatever. And it's like, yeah, sure, this is my career, right? This is something I want to do as a job. To hopefully one day I could do this full time as a means for financial stability, right? But it's like sometimes, you know, this being a job that I love. Don't get me wrong. For whatever reason, people don't understand that you can love what you do and have passion for it and also want to be financially stable. For whatever reason, people think that's a mutually exclusive thing. I mean, I can understand why, right? There's a history of people being so focused on numbers, but that doesn't mean you don't love what you do and have passion for what you do. But sometimes, you know, I think, oh, no one's gonna care about that. You know, what's the return on my investment if I put so much time into this and no one's gonna... But honestly, Year of Whimsy, if there's a bit that I want to commit to, I'm just gonna do it. You know, if in the moment I'm like, yeah, you know, that sounds so fun, I'd have a lot of fun like doing it, and maybe I have the bandwidth for it, I'll do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna think about it too much. Maybe I don't have like the budget, or maybe I don't have the, the as much time. But it's like, okay, well, it doesn't have to be high production. It could just be something that I record off my phone or something like that. You know what I mean? Just committing to the bit and like, just doing it. You know, if I get an idea and it's silly, just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Again, it could just be for fun, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Committing to a bit. It's okay to be silly. It's okay to do things that maybe don't make sense. What I mean by don't make sense, it's like, oh, well, all of your blank content is super popular with the algorithm. Why don't you do more of that? Because I wanted to do something else that captured my whimsy. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to do that. Because I wanted to do something else, right? It's a really weird sort of duality. It's like, you'll want to do something because, like, I enjoy it, and it's, like, good for the algorithm or whatever, right? Because that can occur. That can be true. Like, both of those statements can be true, right? Doing something because it's good for the algorithm doesn't mean you don't like it, right? Both can exist at the same time. Like, I'll do something like that, and then it's like, oh, well, all you care about is the numbers. You don't have any passion, any heart. But then you do something for the passion and the heart, maybe, it's not as lucrative, if you will. But it's something that you're more, I guess, interested in the moment. Or, maybe this seems more interesting right now because it's like what you're thinking about right now, right? You do that, and it's like, oh, you're not like a shrewd businesswoman. You don't know anything about numbers. You don't know anything about the algorithm. Well, if there's no winning, I just gotta do what I want to do, right? Year of whimsy. So committing to the bit. Hey, welcome in, Shenanigans. Are you a practitioner of whimsy? Anyone here wanting to practice more whimsy this year? Anyone already a professional at being whimsical? I would love to learn. Because I feel like as much as I aspire to be whimsical, I feel like, there's still a lot of things I have to unlearn so that I can really, truly grasp the whimsy. Yeah, whimsy! Exactly. Like, I feel like, I've talked about this before. I feel like there's a healthy dose of whimsy that you can have in your life, right? Because it's like, you obviously don't want to commit to the bit too much to where you're suddenly in a spiral of your life is falling apart. You know what I mean? But I think there's a healthy dose of whimsy. Well, now we get to jump into the last bullet point of not taking things too seriously. And I talked a little bit about it already. Like, maybe I'm working on a song cover or whatever. It doesn't have to be super high production. I find value in high production things, right? Getting something, having something mixed by a professional so that it sounds like, professional, right? Because there's some skills I just don't have, and so I have to ask people for help, right? These sorts of big high production things take a village, right? It's not, I can't do all that stuff, right? I think there's merit in that, and I think there is value in very high production things and putting your heart and soul into things in that way. But you can still put your heart and soul into things that don't require a lot of money or effort or resources. You know what I mean? And so, like, there's so many covers I've not put out because I was like, oh man, I didn't have the budget or the resources to get this mixed. I'm just not gonna cover it because I want to do it justice, right? Or like, oh, I don't think I can sing this good right now. I'll sing it later once I'm better at singing. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you think about it that way, things are just never gonna come out. And that's the case. That is the truth. Things haven't come out because I think to myself, oh, I would only want this released if it's mixed well. You know what I mean? Or like, I would only want this released if it has a music video with it, right? But, just something I can throw together in BandLab with a video I record on OBS. Why not? Don't take it too seriously. You know what I mean? I think trying to have more whimsy is a great goal for a new year. Have fun with things and do what you want to do for real, for sure. And I think as a creative, I personally just need to learn more whimsy. Because again, like, I love what I do, and I want this to be my career for as long as I can, and I want to be a full-time, streamer once again one day. And that's going to require a lot of grit, a lot of like focus, a lot of, focusing on numbers. And again, focusing on numbers isn't a bad thing necessarily, right? You can love what you do and be kind to others and treat others with respect and still be, business-minded, right? But because it's something I want to turn into my career, and I've tried it, right? I've tried a year of being a full-time streamer, so I know what sort of business-mindedness you need to have. Now that I know what it takes in that aspect, I also know that it's important to cherish and nourish your sense of whimsy as a creative. Because while you can be a creative and a businesswoman at the same time, sometimes they can be so opposed to one another, and sometimes inside me there are two wills, and one of them is my own manager, and one of them is the creative that manager is managing, and I feel like I just need a year to practice and let that creative wolf inside of me free a little bit more. You know what I mean? Now that I have a Mane-san again, that I can put all of my administrative duties onto. Thank you. I appreciate you. So now I can be whimsical. I can be more whimsical. I can rely on my Mane-san to be my administrative assistant. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. There are plenty of fantastic songs and covers where the music video is just an image. Yeah. And I feel like this is not me blaming society or whatever, but I feel like in my head, and maybe this is true for other people too, maybe they're also thinking this way, but I feel like there's this nature, I guess, within not just the VTubing community, but within the content creator space to constantly do something better. And don't get me wrong, I think that's awesome, right? Being innovative and creating new things, creating better things, there's merit in that and there's value in that. But I feel like sometimes we get too caught up into it that we always feel like everything that you put out, in order for it to have value, needs to be trend-setting, needs to be better than the last thing. But if we keep having that mindset, and again, this is something I feel like I'm, that I've been something too. I've caught myself with that mindset, I guess, before. And so I just want to remind myself that it's okay. You don't always have to put something out that's trend-setting or new or different, right? Like, maybe I'll put out a cover of the same song that everyone else is putting out. Doesn't matter. I like the song. I'll cover it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a new genre. It doesn't have to be super crazy vocals. I'll just sing it the way I want to sing it. You know what I mean? It is rough trying to find that middle ground as a creative. So real. So yeah, I want to put out more covers of just me singing. It doesn't do well, that's okay. I'm just doing things my own way, committing to the bit and not taking things too seriously. Yeah. Now you can be wild and someone else has to rein you in. I don't even know what that looks like. It's like, Rita's gonna be wild? Oh yeah, time to take sleep off of my Google Calendar. Not gonna have a sleep schedule on my calendar. Rita's going crazy. What's Crazy Rita all about? Who is Crazy Rita? Crazy Rita, whimsical Rita? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I feel like I'm not really with whimsy being my theme, and I'm like, Crazy Rita doesn't have a sleep schedule. I'm just kidding. Crazy Rita has a messy notion. Just kidding. My notion is always messy. Crazy Rita has. I'm a two cream, 2 sugar person. So Crazy Rita would have 3 sugars in her coffee. But I don't really drink coffee all that much. Crazy Rita XC for a full month straight. That's crazy. Crazy Rita would not play Xenoblade because regular Rita loves Xenoblade. Crazy Rita does not like. No, that's not the kind of whimsy we're looking for. That's anti-whimsy. What are we doing? No, don't get rid of the whimsy. We want to keep the whimsy. 3 creams, 3 sugars. That's crazy. Crazy Rita. Slot in 2 extra hours for a JRPG. Crazy Rita. 5 weekly streams instead of 4. No, that's not good for my mental health. I need that work-life balance, you know what I'm saying? Keep the whimsy and add more. That's crazy. alternate Crazy Rita design. What would Crazy Rita even look like? For whatever reason, I'm getting like, what's that franchise that Pomni is from? What's that one video where it's like, I'm turning into Pomni? I don't even know what the full video is that's from. I've just seen like that clip on Instagram Reels. It's like the something the Digital Circus or something like that. The Digital Circus. I feel like a Crazy Rita would be like that. Crazy Rita plays a mid JRPG for 9 hours. The thing is, regular Rita would. I feel like I've been playing fantastic JRPGs, but I feel like I'm so down to just play like a mid. When did like mid become a bad thing? You know what I mean? Like when did like okay and regular? You know what I mean? That I feel like this circles back to my conversation of how like we have this constant expectation that things have to always be fantastic or amazing or better than the thing it was before. Normalize mediocrity. That's so bad. Not in a way that keeps us stagnated and like adverse to growth, but like it's totally fine to just take a step back and enjoy something regular. It's fine to be regular. You know what I mean? I feel like it's like, maybe this is like a media thing, but I feel like it's like you watch these movies, you watch these shows, and it's always about like, I'm gonna become a CEO and a doctor, and like that's all great things. Again, I'm not here to bash. If you are an achiever, a go-getter, a trendsetter, like you go, you do your thing, you be amazing. But it's like not everyone can and should be a trendsetter, can and should be an overachiever, right? That's some people's like life and goals, right? That's awesome. But there's nothing wrong with just like, I don't know, like being your regular Jane or Joe. You know what I mean? And like, you know, having your own goals. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like doing your own thing, taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, taking care of your friends. You know what I mean? Like, your goals don't have to be world-spanning and global and you know, life-changing. You know, life-changing could even mean within your circle, right? Within your community, within your family, within your friend group, right? I don't know. I just feel like it's okay to be regular. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Random note, I love the way you say, well, there you go. When something randomly falls into place in your streams, it's crazy, because like I will ramble and then somehow I'll ramble my way into like a thesis statement, into a final note, and I'm like, well, there you go. I finally made it to the point I was trying to make. Gosh. Yeah. Yeah, you always preach that on my anime list rankings. Yeah, 5 out of 10. That's not a 0. You know what I mean? Gosh. You've convinced me. 2025 goal, live that NPC life. Honestly, you're real for that. You know what I mean? Like, just like NPC, like you don't have to go save the universe, right? Like, there's merit in like getting your work done, paying your bills, you know? Having, you know, just, you know what I mean? Like, just living your life. As long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you know, and again, goals and, you know, growth doesn't have to be on that grand scale. I'm not advocating for complacency. I'm not advocating for stagnancy. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is being regular and having a regular, what's another word than regular? Having goals and aspirations and a growth plan that isn't on the scale of like the globe or like the nation or something like that. You know, that's fine. I think that's admirable. I think that's lovely. This conversation is too real. Well, I feel like, you know, when do I not have real conversations? What was our would you or would you not eat a Napon conversation? Was that not real enough for you? So silly. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Last day of 2024 there. Any last words for the year? Just don't take life too seriously. Yeah, I think I'm just pulling from my year theme. Like, of course, that doesn't mean like throw your life away, right? Like, don't go gamble all your money your way and things like that. Just don't take... This is me talking to myself because I need to hear this, right? Like, don't take it too seriously, right? Because to me, what that means to me, because I'm telling that to myself, right? Because this is my year goal. What that means to me is like... minor or even major inconveniences aren't the end of the world. And I feel like this is gonna be so cheesy. I feel like playing through Until Then, if you haven't seen my playthrough of the game Until Then, please do. It's life-changing, I am telling you. I feel like playing through Until Then, one of the major lessons that I've learned was whether it's a minor or major inconvenience, the world hasn't ended yet. Right? Like there's always you can fix it. Right? Like it'll get better. Sure, maybe it's not what you expected, not the path that you planned for yourself, but the world hasn't ended yet. You can always do something about it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm telling myself. Because there's definitely been moments, not just in the past year, but like in the past few years where I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is it, it's over, like oh my goodness, what do I do now? And then like a few weeks, months, years go by and it's like, hey, I overcame it and I'm here now, and like maybe I'll run into another minor or major inconvenience, and it's like, okay, well, I was able to survive what came before, I could do it again, you know? So, you know, of course, let myself feel what I feel, right? Feel sadness, feel grief, things like that. But in order for it to not take over my life, that sort of sadness, I tell myself, the world hasn't ended yet, right? Like you're valid and you're okay for feeling the way that you feel. But, you know, like in the long run, the world hasn't ended yet. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Exactly. No, I said don't throw your life away. Is my audio skipping? Oh my gosh, so silly. Your goal is to buy your first car! Yay! Best of luck! I this is so, like, American of me, but, like, I love having a car. I love driving, but, you know, I love carpooling, too, so there's that. I also love public transport. Oh my gosh. Oh, so silly. We're being silly, aren't we? Oh, you already bought the car! Well, congratulations! Well, that's amazing. How have you been liking it? I love driving. I like to think that I'm a good driver. When Shiki said that I was a good driver, I was like, oh my gosh. And me on Xenoblade Brain, that's crazy. I thought I was more of a blade, but okay. That is very American of me. Okay, as someone who loves driving, I also love public transit. I love public transit. I love trains. I love buses that run roughly on time. I love carpooling. Rita's so Blade Core. But I'm a good driver, so how does that gonna work? I'm like, oh, I was gonna say something that's a spoiler. Well, well, it's like, well, I'm sure there's people here who haven't seen my Xenoblade playthroughs yet. I'm looking at you. I'm hoping one day you'll watch them. Oh my gosh. Roughly on time. Remember when I visited Iku in Japan? And we were like at a bus stop. And she looked at me and she was like... And the bus like showed up and she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it was 3 minutes late. I'm so sorry. I looked at her and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean sorry? I'd be like, this is a miracle. That the bus is only 3 minutes late. So that, like, wow. And like, I loved the public transport system in Japan. It was great. I miss it. 3 minutes late is early. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I'd be lucky if a bus wasn't like 15-30 minutes late. That's just the state of the US when it comes to like buses and trains. Gosh. This angel has become the Aegis' driver is crazy. Yeah, usually it's like 10 or 15 minutes late. Yeah, that sounds about right. Gosh. What do you mean the public transit doesn't arrive to this spot anymore? Oh my gosh. If I remember correctly, Japan takes great pride in how timely their public transportation is. And it's very timely. So much so that sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, can you guys give us a little bit of slack? Like, we'll be like walking and like we accidentally like make the wrong turn, so we're a little late. Showing up and then we miss the train that we want. I'm like, no! Please! On American time, this would have been fine! Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, every time. No, that's an issue on mine. That's a skill issue for me. But yeah, that is my yearly theme. I mean, you can kind of get an idea of what sorts of goals I had in mind, but because it's a yearly theme, I sort of make goals and things as the year progresses. So obviously there's my big overarching goals. I talked about them at my debut. But again, does it have to happen this year? Does it have to happen exactly how I imagine it? So yeah, having a year theme kind of keeps me motivated, keeps me going, you know, keeps me on my toes, but I don't feel bad if I don't hit a goal the way that I envisioned it, right? Yeah, lots of great things to look forward to. Exactly. Year of Here, let me go back. I can't see. You all can see it. So you all can see once again. 2025 is my year of whimsy. It's gonna be great. We're gonna be so silly. We're gonna be so whimsical. It's gonna be fantastic. Yeah, I already have so many plans and so many, like... You'll just have to wait and see. I've already committed to a few bits. That before I decided on this theme, I was like, I don't know if I should do it. It seems like a silly idea. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be worth it. And then, like, once I decided on it, I was like, okay, I'm committing to it. I'm committing to the bit. I'm doing it. I don't care. It's not gonna be perfect, but I'm committing to it. Any tips on setting the right theme for yourself? That's a great question. I'd say think about, like, in the past few months, what have you been yearning for? What in your life do you feel like you're missing? What sort of gap is there? I feel like for me, deciding Year of Whimsy, I had kind of already been talking about being silly and being whimsical and doing things my own way and wanting to do more of that. And I've noticed I've kind of yearned to just do things for the sake of doing things because I was so scared of, like, oh, but like I should do things with more intention. I should do things with more planning. You know what I mean? And then I felt bad that there's so many things I haven't done because I felt like, oh, well, I could do it much better if I just plan it and if I put more resources or budget or time. But in a realistic world, not everything can have that sort of level of production, right? And while I'll still be doing high production things, because of course I love putting time and effort into things like that, but just I yearned to allow myself to be more whimsical and be more silly and just do things for the fun of it, do things for the sake of learning and committing to the bit, right? You have some really great goals for the new year. You're gonna yoink those for yourself, of course! Please, oh my gosh, yes, please, as a fellow creative, yeah, please join me on this journey of whimsy. And I hope that brings both of us, I don't know, lots of creative epiphanies, maybe, I don't know. Like the wise Shia LaBeouf once said, yeah, just do it. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. What's that one song? Da, 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 it's Shia LaBeouf. Da, 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 it's Shia LaBeouf. Oh my gosh. Yeah, never give up. Yeah, hit that yonky sploinky. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Keep the motivation alive. I told Shiny and he was like, yeah, whimsy, woohoo! Oh my goodness. Yeah. Silliness, whimsy. I'm excited. Yeah. I've already have some plans, but again, it might take a little while. Well, no, you know what? January 1st is gonna hit. We'll release a cover or something. Why do I sound like an auntie? Do I really? But is it because my name, what was it? I don't think it rhymes with Tita, but because it's Rita. The stress is in a different part of the word, but gosh. I feel like a lot of my friends tell me that I'm very, like, the mom friend of the group, but sometimes it's like, Depending on the day. I feel like sometimes I'm the mom friend and sometimes I'm the silly, whimsical child of the friend group. So I guess it really depends on the day. Gosh. Why do you think I sound nostalgic? What about? Is it the topic? The conversation topic? Do I sound like someone you know? Like that reminds you of someone? I sound like your auntie too, really? Am I really auntie coded? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, your virtual internet auntie. I like that. That's cute. In like a non-parasocial way, right? Like I don't actually know you. We can appreciate one another as fellow humans, right? We can love and appreciate each other as fellow humans, right? Can be your local friendly neighborhood online internet non-parasocial auntie. I like the sound of that. That's that whole thing. That's the whole thing. The whole sentence was the tagline. Do I see myself as a tita? No, I don't. Even though technically, like, I do have a niece and a nephew, I don't. I really don't. I don't. Is that like a mindset you eventually develop? I don't know. I've never, like, I know that I'm like an aunt. Technically, I'm an aunt. But, like, it doesn't compute in my head. I don't know. It's crazy, you know? Gosh. It's just like, I don't see myself as, like, an aunt. I don't know, because in my head, it's just like, I'm just a silly, whimsical girl. Oh my gosh. I don't mind, though. I think it's fun. If you think I'm, like, anti-coded. What does that mean, then? Like, I'm very helpful? Kind? Hopefully, that's what that means. Cool aunt. Do you want me to be your cool internet auntie? I'm down. Gosh. Friendly neighborhood Rita. Yeah! I hope I give off like sister, auntie, like cool older sister, cool auntie vibes. Yeah, that's cool. I'm totally down. I like it. I want to be the cool auntie now. Yeah, woohoo! Silly. Yeah, that's me. Okay, yeah, you can. I like it. I mean, yeah, I'll be the silly internet auntie. I'll go into the role. Yeah, I mean, let me hype myself up a bit more. The cool little sister we see on the weekend. But yeah, I have a little sister. But I'm also an older sister. I feel like generally how I perceive myself is like I just middle child energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. The auntie with amazing singing. Oh, stop. Thank you. Your charismatic auntie who has quirky vibes that can socialize with anyone. I like how this is the internet persona that I've created for myself. I like it. I'll own it. I like it. I just start doing that. I'm your... Those like shorts where it's like, hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood internet auntie and I have some advice for you. Gosh. I like it. Yeah, maybe that'll be my... I'm your whimsical internet auntie. I like that. Oh gosh, I still feel like auntie doesn't fit me, but I don't know. Oh gosh, that should be your new intro. I feel like I'm more, at least this is how I perceive myself, but I feel like I'm more like big sister vibes. I just feel like I don't have the wisdom and the life experience to be an aunt. You know what I mean? Like, yes, technically I'm an aunt, but it's like I don't have the years of experience and wisdom to back it up. You know what I mean? Gosh. Well, maybe I'm wise in my own ways. You know what I mean? It's okay. I'll take it if that's the vibe I give off. Grandma vibes. I mean, let me get Grandma Rita out here. I definitely don't have the wisdom and experience for that. Gosh. Well, I am literally an aunt. I have a niece and a nephew. They're very tiny, but gosh. But I feel like I don't have the wisdom for it. I don't know. I'm just a girl. It like baffles me that people put a lot of trust in my words and think of me as a wise person. That really is an honor to me. I guess it's not something I think about a lot, that a lot of people consider me wise. And I don't know, I think Twy was like, yeah, you just seem so wise and well put together. I'm like, really? I don't feel it. I don't feel like I have my life together, but I'm glad that's the sort of like vibe I give off. You know, that I have my life together when I really don't. Oh my gosh. An onni! Oh my gosh. Yeah! I guess so. Wow, I'm actually honored, honestly, that you all think I have the wisdom to give off that vibe. That really means a lot to me. I'm really happy. It makes me, like, excited. I'm like, woohoo! Oh my gosh. Yeah, wise and yet still learning. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's because I feel like I always have something more to learn. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm constantly learning things from other people who've had so many more life experiences than me that it feels like, you know, like I feel like I'm still learning and I'm still growing. But I feel like that can be any stage of your life, right? So, yeah. But yes, year of whimsy. What will this year hold? Isn't that crazy? Gosh, I'm excited. What are you all looking forward to the most from everything that I've talked about? What are you excited for? More on the whim covers? I really want to cover strategy by Twice, but I was like, oh, I have to think of like, you know, I have to get an instrumental and mix it and get a music video. What if I just recorded myself singing it? I really wanted to cover Identity by Misamo. Gosh. I feel like you share many wise things. I feel like it's like, well, I guess this is what wisdom is, but it's like if I like learn something, it's just like I want to share it. You know what I mean? It's like any sort of life experience I've had, you know, if I feel like it's time to share it or that I'm comfortable talking about it, then it's like, yeah, like it just, I feel like that's just how things should be, right? Like I learned so much from you all and just people in general and people that I come across that I feel like it's only natural for me to do the same. You know what I mean? I feel like we should always be learning from one another and learning about life experiences that you're not familiar with. And I don't know. I feel like there's just so much to gain. I feel like there's so much positivity behind giving people the chance and allowing yourself to learn about other people, how they live, their experiences, their mindset. I don't know. Yeah. Because I feel like I also get caught in the trap of like being in my own bubble, but then I always try to be aware of it and step outside of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. All the future concerts, yay! Looking forward to new game opportunities. Oh my gosh, I actually I saw like a casting call and I responded to it with my whatchamacallit, with my demo reel, and I hope they see it. I hope they like it. I hope I'm the kind of voice that they need. If not, that's okay. Because it was like, we need a voice actress who can sing. And I was like, oh! Me. Or I guess voice actor. I don't think they specified gender. So hopefully they need a female presenting person. Please. Because I'm a woman. I'm a girl. Please. Please, 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 please. If not, I think I've been able to do like I say somewhat convincing. Like I can do like an Ash Ketchum Bennett type voice for a guy. I tried singing in a lower register for Sunday. I've done like male characters before. Granted, I'm a little bit more limited there, just because I can't speak in that low register, but you never know. Exactly. There's a lot of female voice actresses for male characters. Like Naruto's voice actress. Hello. Yeah, I could do like a scruffy boy voice. Exactly. How would I react if other VTubers or any members contact you out of the blue to collaborate? How would you handle it and would you accept? I love collaborating with other artists. I think like any opportunity I can to collaborate with an artist who I feel like, you know, I respect their artistry. Well, not just respect their artistry, because I respect a lot of artists, whether or not their style is my style, right? Like if their style or their, you know, or their project idea is something that I'm really excited about, yeah, you know, it really is like a case-by-case thing, right? Like it's, do I have the bandwidth for it? Is it something I feel like I could do justice? Like, is it something that you know, I feel like I would suit. Those things like that. I feel like it really depends. A very case-by-case basis. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking forward to improving more in your craft. Yeah! And finding more friends. Yes! The power of friendship is so powerful. I feel like when someone was like, year of friendship, I was like, yeah, because friendship is super powerful. Because I feel like a lot of my more rough moments in this past year, I've always had my friends to like reach out to and rely on. Just for guidance and for someone to just be there, you know? Maybe not necessarily give advice, but grateful that I have such a strong support system to maybe give me advice or just listen to me talk or have fun and hang out with me, watch anime or play games when I just need to like distract myself for a moment. Listening to your answers literally gave you the Aunt is Humble title. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that that's how I come across. You know, everyone, you know, everyone's not perfect, right? So, of course, sometimes I'll come across as like, oh, you know, not humble or whatever. But I try to carry myself generally in life with a sense of like, I don't know, a sense of just like I'm literally just another girl in the world, you know? Like I just doing her best, you know? Trying to like do right by people and do right by the community and the world around me. And like sometimes I'm not gonna do it super, you know, well or super perfectly, but I'm just trying my best. Just trying my best to live a good life, you know, and treat others with respect, treat others the way that I want to be treated. Yeah, we're getting whimsical out here, Twy. Are you feeling whimsical? You feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Literally just a girl living her life. Exactly. A girl who lives the way she wants it to be. Exactly. Not the way people force me. Exactly. You got it. You got it. That's it. That's literally it. Just whimsy. Just do it. Just have fun. Just do it. Commit to the bit. Don't take it too seriously. You're feeling positively joyous at the moment? Yeah! Whimsical. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I had prepared. You know, I actually rambled a little bit more than I expected to. I was like, it'll be over in like an hour. I don't really, you know, these sorts of like year theme things. It's just like, what is like? Let's take a look back with the past year. You know, let's look at what I want to do, what the theme's going to be for the next year, and what that kind of means and what that'll look like. So I'm surprised I rambled for a bit longer. But yeah, I'm probably gonna post a little something for you all to watch for your New Year's. I need to post that soon because I know January 1st is coming up really soon for some people, so maybe I'll record something quick. Again, remember, don't take things too seriously. I'll start now. I recorded a New Year's message last year, so I'll record another countdown message this year. Maybe just as a rehash what I talked about here today. Yeah. Happy New Year's! Woohoo! Thank you, and a Happy New Year to you all as well. But yeah, if you want to join me for the rest of the week, I have 2 Genshin streams this week because I'm catching up on this main story because I want to be back on Genshin for Lantern Rite. Yeah, who needs new characters when you can just get another constellation of Xiao, right? I also need to get Xiao on my European account so I can play Genshin with Riku. So I'll be playing Genshin twice this week, and then I'll also be continuing the To the Moon series with a bird story. That should be a quick one stream sort of thing. And then next week, woohoo, is the return of Xenoblade Chronicles Tuesday. We'll be playing the DLC, so if you haven't seen any of my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 VODs, now is the perfect time to catch up if you want to be in the know for the DLC. You don't technically have to watch all of the VODs in time for the for Torna, because technically you can watch them to a certain point. It's like, okay, now I know who these characters are, right? So you have some time if you want to get caught up. I highly recommend. It's probably one of the best games I played this past year. Even though technically it did not come out this year, it's one of the best games I've played this year. So highly recommend you check that out. So Return of Xenoblade Chronicles Tuesday is next week because we'll be playing the DLC. Probably gonna be continuing to the moon after, because we're gonna probably finish a bird story this weekend. We'll do the next game. Eventually we'll go back to doing Kingdom Hearts because I was finally able to fix my corrupted Kingdom Hearts save file. So I did that on my members stream yesterday. I was so happy. We also played Zero Ranger yesterday. That was really fun. What else? Yeah, look forward to it. Lots of music, voice acting stuff. Yeah. New goal for everyone this year is catch more Rita streams with. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Yes, so my plan is to definitely play Xenoblade Chronicles X in March. So if you want, I will definitely be playing that, and then I'll be playing a new game plus of 3, and then I'll be playing Future Redeemed for the first time at some point along my journey. Yeah. Yeah, woohoo! Thanks for the stream show, why? Gosh, good on fixing it though. Yeah, thank you! We'll give See Me Shine more listens. Yeah, another New Year's goal. You can listen to more of my originals, and hopefully I'll put out another original soon. Notice how I didn't say in 2025 and I said soon instead. Interesting. Your goal is to cover Rita songs? If you all ever cover one of my songs, please tell me, like, in the comments of, like, the original songs. Like, I don't know if you're allowed to link stuff in my comments. Probably not. So if not, just be like, hey, I just covered your song on my channel, and then I'll go check it out and I'll listen to it and I'll be amazed and I'll be so excited and happy that people are covering my songs. Please, I would be so happy to see them. Yeah, go stream, see me shine. Oh, I'm really glad that you like See Me Shine. Yeah, I think for me, my personal favorite is Girls Night, but See Me Shine is probably like my second. Yeah. Oh yeah, See Me Shine is a banger for sure. Is it okay to use permission of your original cover songs for projects? It depends. That's a little bit more different. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not just a straight up cover. I have a business email. And if you got some business, the business email is there. And keep in mind, I do have a manager, so please keep that in mind. Gosh, yeah, Girls Night is super good. Yeah. They're all like 10 out of 10 in different genres, depends on the vibe. Yeah! And like, that's the thing about me, is like, I love different genres. Like, there's definitely genres I think I sing better in. But I just love, like, I love singing in different genres because it's almost like acting. You get to like embody a new version of yourself or a character even, like for fan songs especially. It's just so fun. It's just so fun. Yeah. Alright, I'm stalling a little bit too much. Thank you all so much. I'm gonna go heat up some leftovers. Oh wait, I need to do my meal prep. Oh my gosh. This is why I really need to write lists more. I told myself earlier today, I was like, I gotta do my meal prep for the rest of the week because I didn't do it yesterday. Okay, I gotta go make some pasta for my meal prep. So I'll see you all when I see you. We got a little whimsical. We got a little silly for today. Happy New Year! Thanks for the stream, of course! And a Happy New Year to you all as well. Bye! currently looking for a raid target. Let's see what YouTube says. Let's see if YouTube will say anything. Unfortunately, sometimes like YouTube will recommend streams that are like live. I don't know. They're just a little too whimsical sometimes. That's okay. And you know what? I can respect that. I can respect being whimsical. Oh, Rhea! I didn't know she was still playing Marvel Rivals. Let me make sure that she's still live. Sometimes I'll accidentally say alive instead of live. I'm like, wait. That's not quite what I wanted to say. Yeah, okay, she's still live. Yippee! We're gonna go. Ah, she's playing Marvel Rivals with so many cool people. Okay. There you go. Alrighty, have fun! Take care of yourselves. Have a good new year. Bye. Tell Rhea I said hi and that I love her. Okay, bye. I'm gonna go make some pasta.